Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. Happy to introduce the first OpenTTD tournament of 2026. This is the Dragon's Pass tournament. This one's interesting. This one is actually the idea was brought up by Guild Games. Shout out to them for having the idea for this one. The idea is they wanted to get a bit of inspiration from an early Heroes of Might and Magic map. And they did. It's called Dragon's Pass. And the idea is you have the map cut up into sections with everyone meeting in the middle. The middle of the map is the main confrontation point, everyone being separated by mountains. Mountains are a little tough to do in this one because anyone can just bulldoze through them or build over them. So this one was a little more complicated to get working the way we wanted it to, but it worked. So again, first tournament for 2026. Let's talk about the rules of the game. Map size was, I believe, 1K by 1K. Max loan is normal. It's 500K USD, I believe. This time, the game version is 141, so 14.1. Before, we were on 13.x. We're on 14.1 now. The next tournament's going to be on 15. So yeah, good progression there, getting those up to date. The idea of this one was 2006 to 2026, as opposed to our normal 1980 to 2000. That means monorail and I believe maglev are going to be available, as well as more advanced aircraft and stuff like that. We played from, let's see here, it took about 3 weeks for this tournament, IRL. And yeah, I guess that's really about it. So let's just jump into the first one. I'll give you the tour of the map. We're going to check out Bo Gus right away. And tournament's all dead and over, so the passwords ain't gonna matter. For whatever reason, it takes me a hot second to join the first one. Not too sure why. But that's alright. So we had, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 participants all completed their run. So this is command prompt. The player is Bo Gus. Let's turn that music down, because already... You see how low I have it, right? Anyway, let's take a little bit of a view of the map, and then we'll start going through the players. I'm going to pop on the industry view so you can get a good view of what's going on here. You can kind of see the idea with the whole thing. This is broken down into 6 sections. Each section, it's designed so that way players can't just bridge over. So bridge height has been reduced. Folks are supposed to not do any terraforming. Just a heads up on this, I think I got some of the settings wrong. So terraforming is still kind of what happened, but that's fine. So a little bit of confusion on the map, but we all had a good time, I believe. So you can see there's iron ore on one side, coal on another, oil on another, forests, farms, and all the infrastructure and stuff shouldn't be in the same thing. That's kind of the idea of what was going on here. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a gander. Again, the Bo Gus and command prompt. So let's just start at the start. The middle's where the big thing is going to be, right? And yeah, this is what happened. A lot of tunnels. I thought I set tunnel terraforming to extremely expensive or not at all, but that's a miss on my part. I've already asked the community, and we've got some fixes in place for the next time. I'm going to have someone help me review the maps before I put it in. Up until now, aside from the Witters challenge and one other challenge, I've honestly been the only person making the maps, so this will be good to have somebody else review, because I don't know all the options, and honestly, I like playing TTD. It's not my favorite game ever, so I don't pay attention to all the settings and stuff, but we'll have fixes in place for next time. But this is a very common set of infrastructure in the middle. You can kind of see what's going on here. And again, we're going to keep this kind of light and quick. So, yep, that's dropping off goods. I can see right there. This is all bringing in iron ore, and yeah, there was a lot of resources to be had for sure. So that's kind of how this worked out. Lots of transfer stations, absolutely, moving stuff around, for real, for real. So let's pop up in that map again, because this is going to be pretty telling of what's going on. So this iron ore is being collected, brought down here to this steel mill. This steel mill is then taking the goods, or it's actually making the steel, is bringing it to the factory here. And then that is taking the goods up to there. So that's kind of the brunt of how this is going on, I believe. Yeah, so same thing with everything. Lumber, you can see this all being pooled together. This is coal, all being pulled together, and oil being dropped off at various locations. Oil being dropped off here, and then goods being pulled and dropped off here. Yeah. It's cool to see because all these cities were really, really small. So it's actually cool to see how some folks have developed some of the cities. So yeah, 65 is about how they started. 65 to like 200 was it. And the reason for that is we wanted to minimize how many PAX routes were being created. We didn't want someone to be like, well, I just created 13 PAX routes and called it a day. Like, doable, sure, but a little on the lame side. So that's why that's happened. But yeah, it's been just a lot. You can see a lot going on. We're just going to glaze over some of the infrastructure here. Down even a little more. You heard my gripes about the music before. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, this was an interesting thing. The idea really, the challenge really was, how do you get a lot of throughput out of not a lot of space, right? That was kind of the idea behind this one. But yeah, everyone had their own way to handle that, which was interesting. That kind of wraps that up. Yeah, trains moving around, a lot of monorail, this looks like. Or is this maglev? I'm not sure. I can never really tell the difference between the two. Let's take a look at some of the stats. This one's going to be real easy because like 90% of what people did is going to be the same pretty much. We went on company value this time, and we'll get to an exception we have later. But for right now, Bogus is 355, 324, 452. Got them written down as their company value. Here's the details that they have for their organization. You can see what's going on there. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Yep, that's that. Let's go ahead and check their storybook. And let's also check their vehicle loadout. So here's their storybook. Again, this is a script that's been provided to us by the dude. And this breaks down every year of play. As you can see, the company value, the income for that year, the amount of cargo delivered. Everything's considered cargo. Coal, oil, doesn't matter. It's all just called cargo. The population of the map in total, and the number of vehicles owned by that company. You can see the progression here, ramping all the way up from 0 to the 354 million. Not too shabby, right? I like it. We'll go ahead and check their trains. I thought I did see some trucks, but we'll sort by... Oh, let's see here. Profit last year. Group by shared orders. There we go. Descending, thank you. So you can see right here what their most popular winners were in terms of money. Sorted by... Oh, number of vehicles. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, cool. So, very easy, straightforward routes. Lots of big trains, too. My goodness. Some bigger boys. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like it, like it, like it. So in this case, we're not seeing a lot. We're not seeing like big routes from map to map with a single route being 50, 60, 70 trains, right? That was common in other tournaments where you would want to maximize the distance absolutely as much as you can. This one was different because we're maximizing volume. So I know we want to maximize volume and distance, but like in this case, like there's just a ton of industry and you just got to move it, right? That's the idea. So, of course, a thank you, John. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. We got a guy running around. That's cute. Thank you for that. Awesome. Anything else? I think that covers it. One more look at the map so you can get a good view of the overall view there. Yeah. Very cool. Very economical. No farming stuff, but everything else got touched at least a bit. Yeah? Good deal. Well done, Bo Gus. Sweet. Next is Scarfester. We're going to go check them out. Badoop, badoop, badoop. See, just the first one is a little glitchy. The Southern Mineral Company player is Scarfester. Let's go ahead and check them out. Let's get their numbers real quick. 808,094,962. Got that jotted down. And the details are to the right. Okay, good stuff on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they accomplished. My goodness, they played lean. They played lean for sure. All right. So, you can see exactly what's going on. All the coal in the world, bam. Iron ore, bam. Steel, bam. Goods, where do the goods go? Oh, very straightforward. Yeah, Sled is probably the winner of the game. The JohnMegacycle. Oh, that's cool. Thanks. Yeah, so this is all the Iron Fist. Yeah, some truck, some train, all bringing in all the stuff, and then long hauling. See, that's smart. That's smart. I wish I did it that way. I did it differently, as one might guess. This is bringing in all the coal. Coal drops off here. The coal chamber. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. Coal chamber is a part of a train where you put all the coal. Keep it all fired up and everything. Power metal. Nice. Yep. So that's just zoom in all that coal. And then this is hitting that up. Mount Doom Furnace. Legend of Zelda reference, I would assume. Yeah. Very good. Man, they really excelled with what seemed to be a lot less infrastructure. Interesting. So yeah, they didn't mess with lumber. I'm going to assume, based on what I'm seeing so far, that almost no one messed with farms. Maybe folks looked at it and be like, that's a big pain in the ass. I don't want to deal with it. Maybe that's what's going on. But we'll see. But yeah, very clean lines. Big score. Big money. I love it. Let's go ahead and check their storybook. I keep wanting to say diary. It's not a diary, but it is their storybook. You can see all the way. Yep. Strong ramp all the way through. Yeah. Very solid. Very solid. Yeah, very good. Let's check out their trains. Let's see what number of vehicles shared. Yep. So you can see, same thing. Shared orders sorted by number of vehicles. Pretty straightforward. Right here is where you can see, like I said, there's not going to be 50, 60, 70 trains. But in this case, 16 trains with a route is still very formidable. These are big Chungus trains. Yeah. You can see right there without a worry. Nice work. Yeah, very, very cool. There's honestly not like a whole lot for me to go into detail here, right? This normal thing, the normal thing applies. Everyone gets the same map. So everyone's playing on the exact same level. The only thing that might be a little different is as the game progresses, what can happen is when industries get built automatically by the game, they might be built in different positions. Different industries might spring up. So those kinds of things can happen. But by and large, everyone should be really on the same map, given a fair shake all around. That's the idea, right? So, again, let's take a gander at that middle. That's probably the real interest part of the whole thing, is how do people handle this? So yeah, very well done. Yeah, like I said, this one's probably going to be a pretty quick tournament for me to go through. Because like I said, we're going to be at about, I'd say like 80%, maybe 90% everyone did a similar thing. We'll see. We'll see. Next is Cyber-Psycho. Let's see how they did. Psychotic Transport, absolutely the classic. Absolutely the classic. Let's see how they did. 1.4 billion with a buh. Holy crap, what numbers? All right. 1.4... 926114778. Got it. Okay. Well done for Cyber-Psycho and Psychotic Transport. Here is their information. Well done. I kind of skip past that because you could always pause it and see if there's something that interests you, right? Folks can always pause it. So it looks like Cyber actually touched dang near everything on the map. At least went to each type. Yeah. Yeah, at least try to go to each and every type. But let's start with the middle, because that's the interesting part. Aw, thanks, John. You're welcome. Now, this is, yeah, they spread out. They spread out hard. I like that. That's cool. Yep. So we can see that limitation for the bridges and everything in place there. But that turned out really well. Yeah. Well done, Cyber-Psycho. Let's take a look at the map. See if there's any points of interest. Yeah, let's just biddly bop in here and get a good look at what's going on. Yep, a lot of individual trains bringing larger chunks of wood, so then the bigger chunks can be hauled all the way out and across to the sawmill. Farthest sawmill, there you go. And then this is taking goods and hauling it all the way elsewhere, right? Looks like over here, if I had to guess. Renfield, yeah, oh, we got some town growth in there. Nice. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. And yeah, very clean lines. Jeez, man. Yep, farm. That one's not touched. Drop off. And then this is, yep. Then it just probably, yep, comes in one way, goes out the other, something like that. Oh, interesting. How does this work? Oh, I see. Comes in this way, Goes out the other way. Got it. Okay, so it's in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, kind of like that sort of thing. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And of course, this is just a quick dumperoo. And then this is, holy crap, is that one train? Yeah, it is. Holy crap. That's nuts. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, that makes it real easy. It makes it a little difficult to manage farms, and I still talk to people that are like, I don't mess with farms. Why? Well, it's too complicated with 2 materials. Okay, you can either have one train like this that has both things on it, and you don't tell it to wait. This might be weight on here. Load any cargo? Sure, because there's just more than enough going on. You can do a full weight any cargo, be careful of jam ups, etc. Or have 2 separate trains, each with one different product. Have one do livestock and one do grain. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Still, really great stuff. I've really liked this. This is something that I've seen CyberPsycho do. I don't know if I've seen any other player do it succinctly, but just talk this out real quick. You might be like, how come there is a waypoint at the end? Well, the answer to that is the train slows down faster or more efficiently with the thing, giving it an order to go to the waypoint and then go to the mines. I've understood that it quickly it turns around a lot faster, so it doesn't spend a ton of time slowing down. It hits the waypoint and then bam, it stops immediately. So there's a lot less slowdown time. At least that's the way I understand it. I could be completely wrong about that. And then of course there's a couple of bus stations going around, so you can build a little bit of population. The reason for that is so you have a good goods market for later, right? With a lot of these cities being like 155, 138, you have to develop up on your own. So yeah, everyone seems like they got their own little thing. Yeah, over here was where it was. There you go. Not bad, right? I don't really have anything else to really highlight here. Yeah, this one was a nice, straightforward tournament. I liked it. Let's go ahead and check the storybook for CyberPsycho. As you can see, yep, there's the almost 1.5 billion right there. So yeah, absolutely incredible on that. And yeah. Let's see. Let's go for shared train stuffs. Boop, boop. Do. Yep. So, like I said, same thing with this. It's going to be this sort of a thing. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Some massive trains for the top piece. You know, trying to haul goods and steal those long distances. And then all the raw materials, as we scroll down, is just like 2 doing this, and 3 doing this, and 4 doing that. And yeah, real simple putt-putt trains. Just to get the stuff moving to the bigger distribution centers. But yeah, very, very cool on that. I don't think I have anything else to add. Well done, CyberPsycho. For your almost 1.5 mil. Impressive. The Dude is next. Now, this is the exception I mentioned before. I thought I set the terraforming correctly, but I didn't. So, what we're going to see for Hill 364, what we're going to see for their score is not correct. Oop, wrong button. There it is. It says here 1 billion, but they provided snapshots of their run during the game. I think we can crack them open now as well. Company value graph. So this is what happened is they did a bunch of terraforming and it dropped them by 1.5 billion. So the dude's actual final score is more about 2.5 billion to get it properly adjusted. So when I'm looking at this score and you see it up here, it says 1 billion. There's a few things that are counted and aren't counted in company value. What is counted in company value is cash on hand, assets, right? Assets include vehicles. Assets can include infrastructure. Assets can include a lot of things. But what it doesn't include is anything that you give to the city. If you do bribery or you want to fund new buildings. It doesn't count if you fund statues as well. So that's a good strat that folks do, is put statues on in towns and stuff. Another thing is terraforming. Terraforming does not count. You don't own the land. You're just changing and altering it for your purpose. So in this case, you can see right here, huge drop. That's what happened. So, I've got them in at we'll call it 2.5. So 2.5. Call it 2.5 billion round number because I don't know what the number was before. As you can see on the graph, that whole thing. Well, I see where the terraforming went. Holy crap. Jeez, oh my. Yeah, I see where the terraforming money went. Their cities are massive, as is tradition. You can see just a couple of boats. Not boats. A couple of buses doing the bus thing. So just like everything else, let's go ahead and open up the map. As you can see, yep, they hit up everything. That's crazy. Yeah, they were able to get every single connection all set up. It looks like they did not leave a single thing unturned, except for what looks like oil. And it looks like they didn't run... That's weird. I don't see a sawmill connection. What is all this connected to then? Oh, this is in fact lumber. Waiting for a free path. Dreading head access. Annex. Oh, it is. Oh. Did I just not see that on the map? Oh, yes. It's right... AD. It's right where AD is. Right there. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so you are headed to... what are you picking up? Accepts wood. Ah, there we go. Okay, this is what I was looking for. So can I talk to you? Let's see where you're going to head up. Probably about the same place. Yep, smart. Smart, yep. Drops it off. Heads back out. Yeah, easy. Easy stuff. So let's check the middle here. That's the important bit. Oh my goodness. This is about what mine looks like. It looks like organized chaos, perhaps. But still, well done. Yeah, very well done. To be able to squeeze that much complexity into it, I think is pretty impressive. But that's my 2 cents on it. Yeah, pretty impressive. Very cool. Yeah, we can go pan around the map a little bit. Again, a lot of this is going to be similar. A lot of folks pulling the materials into bigger distribution centers, which are then doing the long haul. And that sort of a thing. Yeah, quick pan around, and then we'll check their storybook. And then we will also check their most profitable trains based on group shared orders and all that. And yeah. My goodness gracious, yeah. Just a lot. It looks like circuitry, doesn't it, at this point? Or veins? Yeah, absolutely. Well done, again, as always, to the dude. Very impressive builds and everything. Let's go ahead and check their trains. Much more. Holy cow, 48. And this is all goods or livestock, or what is this? Goods, okay. 832 crates of goods. That's crazy. Yeah, well done. 93 million just on that alone? That's nuts. Well done. Dang. Okay. Well done to the dude. Documented and saved. There is that. Next is moi, JohnMegacycle. Let's see how... I forgot. Let's see how I performed. John T. Megacycle Transport as a live and breathe. 733,921,442. That's what I got down. Here are the deets. If you ever want to dig into this, feel free to pause the video. You can take a good gander at what's what. Okay, good stuff. So, as always, crack open the map. You can already see we're right smack dab in the middle already. So yeah, this is kind of how mine turned out. I didn't use tunnels at all. I just used bridges. And that was bananas. It was a little bit of bananas. There was a lot of shimmying around. I wasn't sure how I wanted to layer it out. I should have run more trains and more lanes, but I did not. But yeah, really straightforward with this one. Where was my mega city that I made? It wasn't even a mega city. Yeah, Ivingstone on the Sea. This is where I was able to dump off goods. And I tried to dibble-dabble in everything. I started in coal. Oh, I didn't touch farms at all. This was a mad rush to get to this point, really. I know a lot of folks are a lot faster than I am at this game, but I just have a really good time with it. Yeah, stations bringing in coal. All that coal is coming here. Kuna, I think, was a part of the streams. They got a Kuna was here sign. And there's that. Yep, just hauling coal, baby. Hauling coal. And the station was booked. Yeah, there were a lot of trains just waiting for more stuff. I should have set up more station. It's always something that's hard for me to learn. Like right when the game starts, stations can get expensive if you're going to build 10 by 10 or whatever right away. You can always expand the stations later. No big deal. But wood goes up there. Goods come all the way back. Fairly straightforward stuff, I think. Yeah, all this was just a ton of little train stations. Bring the stuff all the way down to Lower Ivingston-on-Sea. That hauls the wood all the way to the other side of Narnia. You get the idea. Yeah, but this worked out really well. Coal's very profitable if you can move it. If you can move it quick and high volume. It's one of the highest paying things. That's not what I wanted. Cargo payment rates. You can see right here. I'll click on and off coal so you can see because it's kind of dark on a dark background. But it's, like I said, one of the highest paying materials. Its degradation rate is also slower than the others. So it's third top at the beginning, and it is the top at the end. So as long as you keep that coal moving, it pays real sweet. That's what I started with, and it worked out pretty well. I think I started right here at Whetstone Halt. And then I just pulled a line down. I started here at this power plant just to get the money flowing, because I didn't have enough to go all the way down. And then I went all the way to there. So yeah, real straightforward. Yeah, even though this was maybe an odd one, I really appreciated how everybody did. I thought it went real well. So let's go ahead and check my storybook. There you has it. Not too bad. I think given the time, I get about 350 million on an average. So getting 740 million right around there, I thought was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. And let's go ahead and check our trains. There we go. I should also just learn to make bigger trains. That's about what I should be doing. But yeah, I was really happy with this. So I had 44 call holders. Holy crap. Yeah, I should have cut that number down to like 30 and just had bigger trains in general. But that's okay. I was really happy with how this turned out. No real complaints. Anything else I need to check? I don't think so. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yes, there was so much resource on this map. It was staggering. Fun, but it was staggering. So yeah, good stuff. Done and done. Next is Gill Games. Boop and boop and a boop. Gill Games with Dragon Transport. Go ahead and check out their middle. Yeah, this amount of complexity. Folks might look at this and be like, it's just messy. This is some beautiful complexity, in my opinion. I liked it. Yeah, it worked out really well. It was cool to see how the players operated under tighter constraints, I think. But yeah, it worked out really well. Yeah, love this organized chaos. Let's go ahead and check the map. Oh, let's check market value first. My bad. 1.7 27601 billion. 1.7. Nice. Very well performed. Gil, the Prez of Dragon Transport. Very nice, very nice. Let's check out the map. Let's see what we've got going on here. Yep, pretty similar stuff, right? Everyone's pulling to a central station. Central station does the long haul. You might be wondering, oh, there's the thanks, John. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. You might be wondering why this is a common method for this is because you want your main transportation, call it whatever you want, spine, neck, whatever. I usually go to like human anatomy for references, but this is the main spine hauling all those logs. You want as very few trains there as possible. And the way in which you do that is you have all the stuff hauling to one central location like this. Then you have a different subset hauling it away. And that makes sure that if a train from Luffingwell North is leaving, it's full, it's a very large train, you're pushing as much volume as possible. That's the idea behind that. So, keeps the line efficient. Then it's brought here to Chuntbourne Woods. And then the goods are then pulled all the way back. Probably right around here somewhere, or maybe... I was hoping I could just find it. No, it's not going to happen. Hey, friend, where are you off to today? Sonning Hall transfer. Oh, I was way off. Okay. So this, yep, this turns right up and in. Goes in, drops off, no problem, no problem. Yeah, very cool. Okay, nice. Yep, all the coal lines go to Whetstone Woods. And then that is just made a rush all the way down here. Yeah, easy money. Easy, easy money. So cool. Yeah, you can really poke around and see how folks do the thing. This fanning out setup, I really like. Yeah, I think it's a really smart move. I don't really have all the key knowledge as to like what the best layout is. I just know it looks good, and every time we have these tournaments, I always get to look and be like, damn, that looks good. Oh man, that looks good. Oh man, that looks good. There's just cool stuff to be had and cool stuff to be seen. I think that's all to say about that. Let's check their train routes. 46. Yeah, goods and goods, right? For sure. Without a doubt. Goods and goods. Goods and goods. Goods are good goods. So well done for that. Yeah, long trains are the key. That works out real well. So, alright. Easy stuff, yeah? Cool. Next. Oh, did we do... Hold on. I don't think we did their storybook. Sorry, my bad. Storybook. And then we'll have everything. Good lordy lord. I keep forgetting everything. So here's them. You can see them getting all the way up to that 1.7 billion. Solid play. Solid play. Alright. Good stuff. Well done, Guild Games. Last but not least, Goody Two Shoes. Let's see what they've got cooking up. Goody Two Shoes pops in every once in a while, and it's neat to see them play. Yeah. I got nothing else. I always like learning. I learn a little bit from everybody. And Goody Two Shoes is no exception. Why are you so slow? Let's take a look at that. 238,685,964. Nice. You can see the details right here. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Here's that middle intersection. Very clean. Very direct, very straight. That's all there is to it. I don't have anything else to say about it. They went with iron ore. Not bad. Yep. A lot of grouping. And then it just shoots on down. Easy stuff, right? Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the spread station makes good sense. Get all that nice coverage. I'm going to guess it all comes here and then it shoots right back down. So the waypoint. Oh, they did the same waypoint trick as Cyber Psycho. Nice. Smart. Smart. Okay, cool. Big trains, big freight. That's all there is to say about it. Yeah. Nice. Okay, and then that bifurcation split. You can get that in earlier. Yeah. So it goes in, out, in, out. So trains come in. They can hit either spot. They dump off or they pick up, whatever the station is. And then they both leave out the same conduit, so to speak. So when you get to about here, it's this. It looks like one in, one out. But this extra space adds for more buffer, which is not a bad thing. You have extra trains ready to go, get in, get done, move on with your life, right? That's cool. I always like that layout. That's a nice layout. What else to poke around a bit with? Looks like we had a little bit of farm action going on here. What do we got here? What do we got going on? Looks like two grain trains. Yeah. Yep, and that takes it there. No problem. Yep, and this is steel. Yep, so a lot of good stuff going on. Oh, they developed some towns as well. Yeah, it's really neat to see how folks developed up some towns and stuff. Yeah. All good stuff. All good stuff. Yeah. I don't think I've got, no notes. No notes. Just cool to see how everyone played. Yeah. Poke right there in the middle again. You can see that. Okay, let's check their company book. You can see their company book right there. Or not company book, storybook. My gosh. I'll call it something different every time. Here's their diary. Here's their company log. Here's their story mahaver. Just like I'll never get it right. I'll never get it right. But yeah, solid progression all the way through. Let's check their train logs and see what we got. Yep. These look like steel long haulers. Is that what we got going on here? Yep, steel long haulers. Nice. Well done. Okay. That is everybody. I believe we got everything. I think we got everything. Cool. All right. Oh man, I just quit the game instead of. Hold on. I hit quit instead of leave the game. Oh, I'm always a professional, right? Okay, hold on. I'll get you back. Hang on. I knew it was a mistake the second I clicked it. Okay, we're back. There we go. All right, let's wrap up this tournament here. Congratulations to the dude for winning the Dragon's Pass 2026 tournament. 2.5 billion. Guild Games in second place. 1.7 billion. Cyberpsycho 1.5 billion. We'll give him the 8 million to get it to 1.5 billion. Scarfester 808 million. JohnMegacycle 733 million. Bo Gus 355 million. And Goody Two Shoes 238 million. So thank you all for joining. That wraps up this tournament. If you would like to join these tournaments, feel free, join the Megacycle Entertainment Discord server, accept the rules, head over to the OpenTTD chat room and say, hey, I want in on this. What I do is I spin up a server that's password protected for every player after we agree on how we want to play, right? We agree on like the map, if there's any special rules, if there's anything that needs to be taken into consideration, and then we do it. We play it. We give real life time, about 3 weeks for folks to play it. Takes about 4 hours to do a run, 4.5 hours right around there to do a full play. But the cool thing is you could play, you could pause, you could leave, you can come back a week later, finish your run, whatever. So, if you have any interest, hit me up, join the Megacycle Entertainment Discord, say hi, meet some new friends, and we'll go from there. But until next time, catch you later.